Hi, everybody, and welcome to the show. It is our first show of 2026. I'm Johnny Kane from SportsCaster.com, and we have a good one laid out for you today. Over the next hour, we're going to hear stories from our SportsCaster contributors about a range of topics that are of interest to you if you follow sports on any level. Now, if you're new to the show, this is Open Mic, and we come on every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock here on WJR. And the voices you'll hear are aspiring sportscasters with commentary on topics that range from high school sports up through the professional ranks. Tonight, we're going to discuss the crossover element used by a lot of pro athletes who train in other disciplines in order to prevent injury and also while sharpening the mental component of their games, kind of the cognitive benefits of cross training. We're also going to hear from a young man who's on the autism spectrum, who works with statistics here in Detroit, works for the FanDuel Sports Network on Detroit Tigers, Detroit Pistons broadcasts, and a lot of the high school coverage as well. We're also going to preview the upcoming Winter Olympic Games and the storylines of interest as the world's best athletes descend on Italy in a little less than a month from now. And we'll discuss the newest high school sport, boys volleyball, which will be added by the Michigan High School Athletic Association coming up in the spring. So a lot to get to tonight, and we're going to start with this. So if you've ever been to a Detroit Tigers game, and if you get there early enough, you've likely seen some of the players out on the field, maybe throwing the football around. It happens quite frequently. They're running routes in the expanse outfield of Comerica Park. They do it on the road as well. If you follow the NBA, you may have seen a recent clip that's making its rounds here currently. Philadelphia 76ers All-Star guard Tyrese Maxey using tennis balls to warm up before games. He does it with both his right and left hands, working on hand-eye coordination, his ambidextrous training, which helps him as a ball handler. Or maybe you've seen some footage of some of the Red Wings players juggling a soccer ball in the hallways before games. It's not just a love of other sports that brings the guys to do this. There are reasons behind it. As one of our newest sportscaster contributors, MaryClaire Zacharias explains, the best athletes don't just train their bodies, they train the mental component.
I'm MaryClaire Zacharias, and today we are diving into something you have probably seen but maybe never really cared enough to ask about. Why do pro athletes warm up and train with other sports? Why is Myles Garrett in the NFL playing pickup basketball with an NBA star? Why is a star shortstop taking ballet? Well, let's break it down. We are living in an era where young athletes feel pressure to play at the highest level at a very young age. They play year-round, traveling long distances with their club team on the off-season grind, doing 3-a-days, leading to young athletes getting burned out. But here is the twist. The world's top pro athletes often do the opposite. They cross-train and move their bodies in new ways. Because the truth is, your body isn't built to repeat the same motions 12 months a year. Take Patrick Mahomes. Before he was throwing football sidearms off his back foot, he was a high-level baseball player receiving many Division I offers. Or look at LeBron James, the all-time leading scorer in NBA history with over 42,000 points, says his ability to read the floor and agility work comes from playing football growing up, as he was compared to top wide receivers like Randy Moss. So what do the pros know that we don't? Let's start with the warm-up. A warm-up isn't just about getting loose. It's about activating neural pathways, telling yourself to remember how to move like an athlete. And sometimes the best way to do that isn't through your sport at all. One example is soccer juggling. You see basketball players do it all the time. Why would they be doing this, you might ask? Because juggling a soccer ball requires touch, rhythm, and coordination skills that translate to court vision and hand-eye coordination when you step foot on the hardwood. Another example is playing tennis for baseball and hockey players. The rapid lateral footwork forces your body to use muscles you might not hit in your primary sports warm-up. The thing is, when pros train in other sports, it's not random. They are looking for specific advantages. Here are a few big ones. Number one, injury prevention, the one my dad always talks about. Sports that repeat the same movement like pitching, sprinting, skating build strength, but also imbalances. Cross-training hits muscles that get ignored. That's why some NFL linemen take ballet. Not for the cute little tutu, but for the balance, flexibility, and joint control that keeps 320-pound athletes from blowing out their knees so easily. Number two, cognitive benefits is also another, as different sports challenges the brain in multiple different ways. Basketball sharpens spatial awareness and quick decision making. Martial arts teaches discipline, body control, and foot placement. And soccer builds anticipation and recognition of patterns. The best athletes don't just train their bodies, they train their mental game. Finally, creativity and problem solving. When you watch any highlight reel, the no look pass, the off platform throw, the behind the back feed, you will see movement patterns recognizable from other sports. Mahomes throws like a shortstop, Steph Curry warms up like a soccer striker. Creativity in sports comes from having more tools in the toolbox. There is a huge mental component to this as well. Pro athletes train almost year round as the grind is real, as people like to say. Doing another sport, even for fun, gives their minds a break while still keeping them competitive. Do you ever watch pro athletes play pickup games in the off season? Well, if you haven't, you are missing out because they are laughing, talking smack to each other. Coaches say it all the time. Become an athlete before you become a specialist, and the pros prove it. If your goal is college sports, if your goal is varsity next year, or even if you're just trying to still stay healthy during the season, then training like a multi sport athlete isn't optional. It's a championship mindset. Play pickup basketball, try Pilates, run track, swim in the off season. The more versatile your movement patterns become, the ceiling then becomes the roof. So the next time you see Rudy Gobert juggling a soccer ball or Bobby Witt Jr. playing cricket, remember, they are not messing around. They are sharpening their skills to become a greater athlete. It's a competitive edge that leads you to be great at everything you do on and off the court.
That was MaryClaire Zacharias, a high school student from St. James Academy from the Kansas City metro area. It's actually one of the high schools I used to cover before moving to Detroit several years ago now. But one of the great bits that MaryClaire brought up is become an athlete before you become a specialist. And as we know, nearly every athlete, every elite athlete at one point played multiple sports growing up. And now perhaps you have a little better understanding of the benefits that come with that, even now. When we come back, we're going to hear from a young man who graduated from Specs Howard School of Media Arts in Southfield. His name is Donald Chasser, and how his understanding of numbers is a benefit in the fast-paced world of professional sports. He is autistic and very good at what he does. That's coming up next on Open Mic.